Hey DB, hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Happy Monday. Great to see you guys. I'm on just for a few minutes. I'm gonna do a quick sketch inspired by the photo you're looking at. But you might have heard me rummaging over here. I'm trying to find a Sharpie. So I have a Sharpie here. This is called a Sharpie Extra Fine Point. I don't know if you could read it right there. Extra Fine Point. There's another Sharpie, it's called, I think, an Ultra Fine Point. They're different, and I'm trying to find the other one, because I want to sketch with that one, but I don't know if I have any. So I'm just kind of looking. If I don't have it, it's no big deal. We'll just sketch with this one right here. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Becky's in the house. Great to see you. You guys are awesome. So, happy Monday. Is it Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. So here's what we're going to sketch tonight. This is a scene in Brooklyn, in Dumbo. So you get off the ferry at Dumbo. Dumbo, D-U-M-B-O, I believe stands for Down Under the Manhattan Bridge Overpass. So that's Dumbo. Get off the ferry station and you walk a little bit, and here it is, this really cool ice cream shop in this old building here. It actually had some ice cream there. It was really good. What was it? Honeycomb. The flavor is called honeycomb. Good stuff. And then behind it is the Brooklyn Bridge. So I thought this would be a great photo just for inspo. Do real fast, quick and loose sketch. It's 10:43. I'm not going to be on too long, so I'm pretty tired, but I didn't do any sketching yet today. So I'm going to turn off the photo and let's do some sketching. Let me know what you guys are up to. It's so great to see both of you. And I know there's some other people watching as well. Feel free to say hello. I'm sketching tonight on paper. Obviously it's paper. Yeah, I'm tired. It's Fabriano 1264 cold press watercolor paper. You can see it's got some texture. This is 8 inches by 8 inches. There, let's do it. The man's talking a lot. So let's sketch it. This will be fun. I have not sketched the scene. It's gonna be really fast and loose. Let's see what happens. Yeah, we'll start this over here. Whenever I sketch buildings, I always tend to start with kind of the roof area first. So you'll notice I kind of start at the top and then work my way down. It's not always that systematic, but so this is Van Leuven's ice cream. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, so we got this piece coming down here. I wish I knew the history of this building. I have to Google it and research it. It almost reminds me of an old lighthouse keeper's cottage or something like that. If anybody knows it, please feel free to put it in the chat. Let me know what is this building? What was it used for? This was a really cool place to visit. I'm going to go back here again and just spend some really chill time. From this location is about maybe a 10-minute walk to the Brooklyn Bridge entrance, pedestrian entrance. This building's doing something like this. Boom. Sketch that. It has some windows here. I'm not being technical. I'm not being straight. I'm not being precise at all. If you look at my windows, they're definitely very wonky. I feel like this is blurry. Let me know, is this blurry? Is it not focused? It's definitely out of focus. Let me see if I could Weird. It's not usually out of focus. I can't tell if it's focused or not. There we go. I think it's kind of focused now. So we got this roof here. We got some kind of arched windows happening up in here. Boom. Again, I was down here. We have some windows coming across. These are double hung windows. Double hung windows are the ones that you can grab the bottom and slide it up like this, or you can take the top and slide it down. They are called double hung windows. Very traditional style window. And I'm guessing it was designed that way so you can open the windows to catch a breeze. Back before we had air conditioning. So let's do something like that. Kind of something like that. We got stair here. Actually, it's a big railing thing. Boom. Like a little wall. And there's actually a window in here. So we kind of have a building in the foreground. And then back in here we have the Brooklyn Bridge. Hey, Jody's in the house. Happy Monday. Good to see you. It is a happy Monday. Wow, caught you live. Great. Hey, Mickey. Great to see you. I am live. Yes, I am. Becky says locations of ice cream shops is very important. Yes. And literally like a 3-minute walk from this is the ever so popular Brooklyn ice cream factory, little ice cream shop. I was going to go there, but the line was so long and I was kind of on a tight time. So next time I go back, I'm going to go right across the street basically from here. And we're going to go to the Brooklyn ice cream. I think it's called the Ice Cream Factory, if I remember correctly. Any of my NYC peeps out there, always feel free to correct me. We got the bridge is doing something funky. We got some boom here. And I'll bring the photo up again in a couple minutes or so, if I remember. And the bridge is kind of back in here. So I've never sketched this scene before. And usually the first time I sketch some kind of architecture, some kind of building or some kind of scene, it's just really just trying to catch the overall shapes or vibes of it. It's a way to get to know the subject by sketching it. I'd like to do it really fast just to capture what my eye and brain is seeing, is popping out. I can barely see the arch kind of here, one of the arches on the bridge. If any inklings are up for a meetup in NYC this summer, let me know. I'd love to meet out there. To even meet right here in this area in Brooklyn, in Dumbo. We can find an easier spot to meet. It'd be so cool just to meet and do some sketching. I'm totally down for that. Cool. So we got the building, we have a bridge kind of happening in the background. My grandparents had double hung windows in their farmhouse. Yeah, that's so cool. Double hung windows are definitely very traditional windows. There's actually, we have some trees kind of doing something in here, coming down, kind of there. Bunch of kind of shrub, I don't want to say shrubbery, but it's kind of like trees kind of in that area. So here is quick, down and dirty sketch. I'm going to darken, so this building's in front, this Van Leeuwen ice cream. I'm going to pop that out a little bit more. I don't know if I add any color to this tonight, but let's take, what do I want to use to do that? Maybe, I think maybe we'll use, break out the Lamy pen. And we'll just kind of pull out some of these lines darker. I'm going to have to put ink in this soon. So I'm just going over this with the Lamy pen, just kind of outlining this. We have a chimney thing here. This roof line comes down. Building does something like that. And I'll probably bleed this ink, I think, on the Lamy ink. We'll bleed that just so it pops out a little bit more. So I'm not too cray about the way Lamy pens work on this 1264 paper. DB says, I tried to do this last week on vacation and no can do. My drawing looked awful. DB, I find that hard to believe that your drawing looked awful. I would love to see your drawing. If you want to share your drawing with me and send it to me on Facebook, in a message, I'd love to check it out. I can definitely give you some feedback. And yeah, I'm down for that. So I'm just going to bleed this ink. Let's just pop this out a little bit, loosen up. Maybe I'll just bleed more Lamy ink and just create some, use it to make some shadowy stuff. Maybe we'll keep this one black and white. So you can see as I'm just running this water over the Lamy pen, it's just popping the edge out a little bit. So DB, what were you sketching, if I could ask? Let me know. Where were you? I'd love to see. So my goal is to get back into the city. I would like to do it twice, 2 more times before school starts up. Oh, what the heck? You know what? We're going to throw on some, what do I want to throw on here? Red? Let's just have fun. I'm just going to throw some red on here just for fun. So again, I'm sketching this. These aren't the real colors. I mean, there's some brick on the building, but let's just bleed some red on here since I had the red pen right here. On the back road in Missouri, I tried to draw a barn with 3 different size silos. Ooh. Barns are awesome. Mr. Architect did not sketch that roof right. but I won't tell anybody. Barns are fun to draw, especially old wonky barns, because I love sketching buildings that are wonky to start with, because it just, for me, my brain, my mindset, it just allows it to be even more freer and wonkier with it. Sometimes it's easier to sketch something wonky when you start with a wonky building, if that makes sense. Boom, boom. Yeah, guys, so this is just fun. I'm just throwing some of this red on here. It just happens to be here. And we'll see. You guys, you know I just like to have fun and play around and see what happens. And again, this is the Brooklyn Bridge in the background here. I kind of just want to make that gray. And I'm not going to bleed Lamy ink. I think I'm going to use boom. I think I'm going to use a Tombow marker. I want a lighter. I've got a couple different grays here. So these are Tombow water-based markers. My camera is really doing a funky job focusing tonight. Let's just grab this light one. I think I have a lighter one here. Let's see. Yeah, let's start off lighter. And throw some gray. So we got some gray happening there. I'm gonna take the darker one here. See what it looks like if I throw. Maybe just pull out some of these lines on the bridge a little bit more. Start with a darker one. And I'm gonna bleed some of this. We'll see what happens. There we go. So you can, these are water based, so you can come back on top of it and bleed them. I don't know if you have to do it within a certain amount of time before it totally dries. So this is the underside of the bridge here. So I'm making it kind of darker. It's looking cool. So when it dries a little bit, I do want to come back in and sketch. I'll probably take my pilot. Either pilot, or maybe I'll even break out the flare pen here. I don't see my pilot pen here. This is unrehearsed, unpracticed, as you can see. Alright. Old school flare, the kind you can hear this with. Oh yeah, the barrel has these awesome ridges on it. That's how you know it's an old school flare pen. Architects out there everywhere. Well, I can't speak for all architects, but I treasure these old school flares. In college, they got a good workout. So actually, let's here's an old school flare. Here's a new school flare. No ridges on the barrel. Darn them. Let's use it to sketch some windows in. So let's start adding a little bit of detail. I think this flare is kind of old. I don't know how much juice is left in it. And I know they don't really like writing in wet areas too well. Oh yeah. Ah, the memories. Actually, there's some kind of vents kind of happening on the building here. I'm gonna use the flare and sketch in some. We got some siding on here. Looks like some cedar siding, I think. Some shingles. Let's see. Boom. Cool. And we have a door with a transom window here on top. We have a transom window, then we have a door happening in here. Boom, and there's actually some kind of door or something over here. This is a roof overhang. We also have some vertical lines for the cedar shakes on the side of the building. So just by adding these lines, it's adding a little bit of texture. I gotta wait for this to dry over here because I want to do some more up there. It's too wet. So you can see just it's starting to come together a little bit more just by adding some of these lines here. This door has some glass up here. Just going to show some ground. We're going to bleed this at the bottom where the ground is. Just kind of define these windows a little bit more. Again, it's too wet, so the pen's not really working. The marker's not working there. I like the Brooklyn Bridge here in the background, kind of faded. Let's see. Do those pens come in a set? Yeah, yes. So you can buy the Tombos in a set. I bought a set that's like gray colors, but you can get all different colors. And again, here you can see they're called Tombow. And I got these at Michael's. So if you have any Michael's coupons, just saying. I've been having a hard time focusing my brain to sketch lately. Instead, I have been messing around with paper collage and junk journal stuff. Becky, that's so cool. That is very creative. Just, yeah, collaging and shredding paper and pasting things down, gluing it. I love that. Very, very cool. Hey, Linda H is in the house. Linda H, great to see you. Welcome. Becky, I too leave painting to work with different media at times. Yeah, sometimes your brain needs that creative, that break, that change of pace. For me, I have to always be doing something creative. And I have to be honest with you, I do get tired of sketching sometimes. I do. And for example, last night I sketched something here. And literally, this was a few minutes, but I wanted to sketch something, but I kind of wasn't motivated to do something really more details. Came out really cool. This is probably maybe 7 minutes here. But sometimes I need to step away also and take a break. So it's okay to do that. But I kind of made a promise to myself that I wanted to to sketch something every day, even if it is just for a minute or a couple minutes. So it's just a personal challenge thing. Payne's gray. Yes, I'm sure one of these grays is a Payne's gray. Which one, I don't know. So your Payne's gray has got to be there. They're numbered, these markers. So this is number N45, and this one is N60. I don't know what the numbers mean, but they're numbered. There's probably online you can go on and find out what the coding means. I want to draw the cables for the bridge in the background. I want to draw them fairly light, so I'm going to use this. This pen is actually a sample I got when I went to the workshop in Montreat, North Carolina in April. And it's really, really fine tip on here, real thin. So I thought this might be cool to sketch the cables back here. I'm the cable guy. Cable guy. So you can barely see them. Cool thing about the Brooklyn Bridge, it has these diagonal cables too, coming out at angles. And our spy music is on. Double Agent 000. That's me, Agent 000. Actually, I'm Agent 000. Can you see it on the pen? Focus. It says 0.1. So I'm Agent 000.1. The name's Marker. James Marker. That was a horrible Sean Connery. I'm tired. I used to do a really mean Sean Connery impersonation. I used to do impersonations in college. Voice impressions all the time. Some of them were pretty good. I am so out of practice. My name's Bond. Alright, cool. There we go. So we got some cables, a little bit of movement going on back there. It's cool. Right, this is fun for a quick sketch here. Sometimes I make stuff in different ways, Becky says. Yeah, because Becky is a creative, for sure. That's what creatives do, right? We find different solutions to problems. Creatives always find different ways to do things, which is awesome. I'm debating whether I want to add some green. This is like trees back in here. What the heck? Why not? We'll throw some green on there. What kind of green do I want to do? I have let's just bleed some of this green preppy ink. Very nice. So talented. You guys are all talented. Yeah, let's throw some green on here. We'll bleed it a little bit. Why not? What time is it? 11:10. OMG. I gotta get up early tomorrow. I got a lot of work to do. Then I'm going out for a little bit. But I gotta get work done before I do that. So this teacher is working this summer, which is fine. I'm not a complaint. Got a bunch of architecture things I'm working on, which is cool. And I'm trying to make time to do some fun things also, mixing it up a little bit. So I'm just throwing down some preppy ink. We'll bleed it a little bit. we're just going to kind of touch it down in places like this. And it'll dry really nicely. Just to give a little interest to this tree area here. Get the idea there's some leaves maybe happening. So I'm literally just tapping the point of the Preppy down on the wet area. I'll zoom in, you can see it better. Boom. So just literally just tapping this, and I'm just letting it's wet, so it's just bleeding out. And it's a cool way just to get the idea that you have leaves happening on trees, right? And I'm not going to do it everywhere. I want to leave some space, right? Make it a little regular. And it just adds a little bit of texture to this. Boom. Just kind of like that. That might be enough on this one for now. So that's just a little trick for trees or shrubbery. Yeah. Hey, Andrea. I always do that. Andrea. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yes, she says, yay, I made it tonight. Yes. Awesome. I made it too. That green is a nice touch. Thank you, DB. Different colors are really making different parts pop. Very 3D effect. Oh, cool. Yeah. It's kind of cool. I kind of like the bridge back here, just gray. When this gets drier, I'm gonna actually it's dry enough now. I'm gonna just show some roof shingles on here, and we're gonna do that. Let's try this pen again. This real fine line here, fine liner. Now let's just sketch some shingles on the roof. The rough, as they say, or roof. I'm a rough kind of guy instead of a roof kind of guy. Right, so just add some texture. Again, we got some shingles going on here. So we're just gonna kind of just do some lines like this randomly. Again, we're just adding architectural texture to the sketch, just to show some of the materials that are on this building. And it's not art, guys, unless it's not art unless you wear it. Boom. I'm wearing some green. It's officially art now. Thank you very much. And we got some shingles up here on this kind of tower piece. These are going down, kind of give the idea of some depth, a little bit of perspective happening. These are vents here. So I'm just kind of putting a rectangle around them. There's actually details up here, but I didn't show them. That's fine. I'm gonna do some hatching on here also. Let's draw some windows here. Do some hatching for shadows. I'm tempted to even break out some purple for the shadows, but we'll see if we do that. Cool. We got a chimney. It's got bricks. Bricks I'm kind of showing as like Morse code lines. They're not continuous. They're broken, kind of dashes and dots happening on there. Not that I know anything about Morse code. Cool. Awesome. Let's add some hatch lines, and for that I want to use, I'm going to grab a Pilot pen over here somewhere. Okay. Could it be that I am without a Pilot? Oh, I got one. Could it be I'm without a Pilot pen? Alright, so I'm going to use a Pilot Precise. We're going to do some hatching. Like chickens do with eggs. They hatch eggs. But we're not going to eat. We're not going to do eggs. I don't like eggs. We're going to hatch some lines on here. The man's tired. He's acting crazy. Alright. Right, so just to help with shadows, we're going to just do this. And yes, it's okay to stick your tongue out while you're hatching, because I just realized I'm going like this. Sometimes you got to really get into your artwork, right? Just lines under here. And I do want to pull this out. Kind of the eave line here. Got a kind of a gutter happening across here. Sometimes when we bleed ink, we lose it a little bit, so it's okay to come back and try to recapture some areas. Up here, let's shade some of this in here. I'm sorry, hatch it. Maybe under here too. There we go. Perfect. Cool. We kind of lost these windows when I bled some ink over here. Let's try to recapture them a little bit, bring them back. Let's bring these back a little bit here. There we go. We got kind of a roof thing happening here, shadows. Let's pretend this side of the building is shadow. I'm actually gonna pull these lines down and just kind of, there we go, just give a little bit of depth to it there. We're looking at this kind of straight on here, and I do want to pull out the edges of the bridge a little bit, so I'm going to use my pilot and just, again, I want this to look really loose and sketchy, so I'm just going to do that. Almost kind of like it's back in the distance. Cool. There you go. This one's fun. Let's do, since we have some shadow there, let's add some lines here. Let's pretend the chimney's in shadow on this side here. Boom. Let's see, this thing is, I don't really like what I do with this roof. So we'll just kind of go back over it. Cool. And you can see how the green's drying. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, it's Shital. Hey, welcome. Shital, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks immensely. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome. Becky says, I always try to add green stuff to urban scenes. Gotta have growies. Yeah. Yeah, good idea, Beck. Right? Growies are always fun. I do want to bleed some down here just to give a base to the building. There's actually a ramp. I didn't draw it either. Just kind of a ramp that kind of comes across. The scale's off on this. It comes down maybe like this for the railing. We got some rails coming down. There we go. Let's bleed some ground down here. We're gonna do that. Let's get some water. So you can bleed the pilot precise pens, because if I wanted to come up here when I made those, trying to create shadows, I can kind of just go over it a little bit, bleed it out just a smidge. I don't want to lose my hatch lines, so I'm just kind of barely touching it with some water here. Cool. The tower part of the building has very soulful eyes. Ooh. Yes, we're feeling very soulful here. I love that. So it's really cool that you said that, because, you know, buildings do have characters. They have personalities. You know, I love that you said that. Buildings definitely can take on their own nature, their own character, their own personalities. Linda says, awesome looking Jason tonight. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. And again, this is real quick and loose. These aren't the actual colors. You know what I'm gonna actually we're gonna do. There's kind of a turquoise frame around these windows. I'm gonna break out a colored pencil. Where's my turquoise? Here. We're gonna outline these with the turquoise. So I just wanted to pull out these windows a little bit more. Throw some colored pencil here. Maybe around this window we have some as well popping. Kind of a turquoise greenish. This is kind of a turquoise color there. That's cool. I like the turquoise on there, popping it out a little bit. The green is, yeah, you guys are liking that green. Look how it's drying. Let me zoom in. And then we're gonna wrap up. Right, so you can see how it's drying. It's pretty cool. You know, some of it will bleed together, which is fun. Some of them stayed more individual. Just a real quick way to get some greenery and some texture on a sketch like this. Right, you could sit there and do this. Let's see, where's my scrap paper? There is a scrap paper here somewhere. Oh, these are notes. Here, well, I got paper here. Right, you could sit there and we could draw individual foliage kind of shapes happening. Or we can just kind of let the ink do the work, which is what we did here. Although the edge I kind of tried to make a little jagged here, just around the edge. You know, do this, pop it out a little bit more. There we go. I don't get too fussy here at all. Alright, I gotta stop because that was too fussy. I was just being too fussy. Cool. Hey Jody, beautiful as always. Really pops. Good. I'm glad you guys are liking this one. Cool. Yeah, guys, this one may be a wrap. Although I do want to just make it a little darker under the bridge. I'm just going to add another layer kind of here. I just want to pull this, set this back a little bit more under here. So I guess the idea is I'm trying to create the bridge without really sketching it in as few as lines as possible. There's a lot of detail here. I mean, there's stonework. Because I really, in the sketch, I kind of wanted this building. There's this big sign here. I could have shown it. I didn't. I really wanted this building. I'm sorry it's so crooked, guys. My camera's way crooked. That's why. That's better. I really wanted this building to pop, and that's why I'm leaving this really very, very loose back here. Hey, you know what? Let's actually, hold on a sec. Why don't I use the Tombow to create the shadows here? Probably even more dramatic. Silly me. What was I thinking? Silly me. There we go. All right, man. Start thinking about stepping away. Getting a little crazy now. Add some depth to the roof here. This roof has an overhang as well. Did that help? Do you guys think that helped adding this, using the Tombow for the shadows? Did it do anything? Feel free to let me know in the comments. All right, I'm gonna put it down. Reminds me of the steam shovel in Mike Mulligan. Oh, Mike Mulligan. Yeah, I remember that. Children's book. Right, Becky's our children's book expert out there. Yeah, I remember it. I'm trying to remember the illustrations for that. I gotta Google it. Did the steam engine have a face on it? The shovel, the bucket part. I gotta Google that. That's cool. That reminds you of something. Hey, Chip's in here. Love your choice of colors once again. Hey, thanks, Chip. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well, man. Becky says children's book by a lady named Burton. Yeah, so it is the children's book. Cool. All right, guys. So here we are. So this is I wish I had sketched a sign. I didn't. There's a big sign right here. It says Van Leeuwen's ice cream. So it would be right in here. You know what I'm gonna do? All right. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pretend we're gonna sketch a sign here, and I'm going to. There's no way I could fit Van Leeuwen on there, can I? They got like a script font happening. My script is horrible. V looks like a U. A. Any calligraphers out there, please don't mock me. Got that classic L, like from Laverne and Shirley. You guys remember Laverne and Shirley? Laverne always had that L somewhere on her sweater or her shirt. It's like the Laverne L. It's EEUWEN. EEUWEN. All right, we got that. And then I'm going to throw in some pink. Probably going to cover over what I just put on there. No, I'm not. Hey, in honor of the Barbie movie coming out, I might as well throw on some pink. You guys know I use pink anyway. It really not a Barbie thing tonight. So we got the Van Leeuwen. It's alright, so we got a sign in there somehow. Works for me. What's the man doing? What's he doing? Back away. Back away. I'm just throwing down some pink. I want to balance it out a little bit, so I'm going to throw some pink. Maybe we got some pink flowers happening over here somewhere. Why not, right? All right, so we got pink, and then we're going to balance it. We're going to throw a little pink. I don't know. I feel like we have some here. My hand's telling me to put some over here somewhere. I'm doing the divining rod method of where to place colors. Basically, it's kind of weird, but my hand will trace a path. I'm just kind of letting it do its thing. And it's telling me that I need to put some over here somewhere. I know it sounds kind of creepy, but if my hand did this, it's trying to connect, it's trying to play like connect the points, connect this to this. That would be, it could do something like that too. Actually, I kind of like that here, and then we'll bring our eyes up to here. There we go. So it kind of just brings our eyes across here. The man's creeping us out. The bridging the distance leaves about 70% to the imagination. Fabulous. Oh, good, Chip. I'm so glad you said that. Thank you. I was just trying to create the idea of the Brooklyn Bridge back here without really drawing it. So thank you so much. I'm glad you said that. It worked. Because I really wanted the building in front to be the star. So I wanted this to seem like it was the bridge to seem like it's in the background. So awesome you said that. Hey, Chital says, thanks again. Lovely. Hey, Chital, thank you for your kind comments. Really nice. Appreciate that. Awesome. Cool that you made the building the star. I am sure most people overlook it because the bridge is so famous. Yeah, you know, I'm going to show you the photograph again. So here's our sketch. I think this is done. I like it. We'll leave it where it is. Again, this is in Dumbo, Brooklyn. You get off the ferry at Dumbo and you walk off the ferry and you're going to see this right here in front of you, this building. Again, I have to look up the history. I don't know what this was originally used for. Reminds me of I see lighthouse, lightkeeper's cottage. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to Google it and find out. I'm sure there's an interesting history. Cool, guys. Hey, let me pull up the photo. You can see one more time what I was working with. And just as a disclaimer, my photos are just as a starting point for me. I'm not trying to sketch this realistically. I'm trying to keep it loose, fun, wonky, whimsical. If you're someone that likes realism, my sketch is not going to match the photograph. And I am happy with that. Let me pull the sketch out. Let's pull it on screen here. There we go. So you can see it here. Let me make it smaller so you can see. So that's kind of the photograph I was looking at. Cool. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate you all so much. It's now 11:34 p.m. on July 24th. And you guys are awesome. It means so much to me that you're watching this late at night. And I'm humbled. So thank you. It's because of you guys and your encouragement that I'm on here doing this right now. So thank you so much. Keep paying it forward out there. I like to say positivity with creativity. Make someone smile. Keep a silent blessing or a nod hello. Keep it simple. Simple is powerful. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you all. I will be back on sometime this week again at night sketching. I don't know which night, but hopefully when I'm on, you'll join me again. Take care, guys. Appreciate you. Peace. And live creatively. I'll see you guys real soon. Try sketching some architecture if you haven't. I'd love to see what you sketch. Put it out there. We'll talk more about it. Take care, guys. I am out. Let me give a shout out to DB who was in the house, Chip, Becky, Jody. Look at you guys. Chital, nice to see you. I think it was your first time here. Thank you for joining us. Andrea popped in. Linda H was here. You guys are awesome. Mickey popped in as well. Cool. And if you were watching and didn't chat, that's cool too. Chip said, I would love to see your sketches of Brooklyn Bridge disappearing into the city of NYC. Would be amazing. Oh, yeah. Guys, before you leave, check out this picture. Hold on. I got a cool picture I want to share with you guys. I think it's cool. I took lots of pictures of Brooklyn Bridge, as you can imagine. I was almost going to sketch this one tonight. Let me see if I can find it. Hopefully you guys are still out there. I got a bunch of cool ones. I'm going to show you a few pictures. So if you want to hang out, this is included at no extra charge, guys. Just take 3 minutes of your time. First of all, cool shot like this. I mean, how cool is it to be looking up at the bottom of the bridge? I know, I'm a nerd, architect, designer. I love structure, the way things are put together. That's kind of cool, right? Here's another cool shot. I was trying to get shots you don't see every day. Here's a pretty cool shot. I like this picture. Make it a little smaller. Pretty awesome. Got the length of the underside of the bridge. You can see the Freedom Tower. So Chip, yeah, a sketch like this would be really cool. That's a really cool one. Let's see. A couple more. I think this one came out maybe better. Yeah, look at this image. Holy moly, that is awesome. What I love about this is the Brooklyn Bridge, right? The underside. You got the Freedom Tower, which is, the real name is One World Trade, but it's known as the Freedom Tower. That is, if you don't know the building, it's the building on the left here. Kind of looks like a triangle. Kind of have a spire at the top. That was built where 9/11 happened. And then there's a building to the right between the Freedom Tower and the bridge, designed by Frank Gehry, a really, really cool architect. This building is really interesting. The facade looks like it's almost twisting. Really cool building. I'll show you another one. Hope you guys like this show and tell. Let me know. I got so many here, but I'm definitely not going to show them all. What's another cool shot? Let me move this over here. Let me close this. All right. You know, I got the classic views as well. I think I'm taking too long. Here we go. I don't want to bore you guys. Here we go. Here's another kind of cool shot. Just a different perspective, different angle. Here's just a kind of a close-up of the... I really love this picture. Actually, this might be one of my faves. It's just really cool. That's what's great about going to visit these places in person, is you can look at them from all different angles, right? Brooklyn Bridge is beautiful. We always see the classic walking the bridge pictures, which I love. But it's the pictures like these that are just, for me, like really special. Night All Yes, Dreaming Colors. I'm still here, Linda says. Enjoying seeing them. Love that one. Awesome. You guys are cool. I think we're going to end with this one, guys, because this is probably one of my faves. This would be a fun sketch to do. Guys, thanks again. Take care. Have a great, great night. Enjoy the rest of your week if I don't see you. Peace out.